This is the K95.3 Sports Show podcast, brought to you by the Fan Zone in Wilmer's Candy Mall.
Welcome to the K95.3 Sports Show podcast. My name is Beau. I am your host. As usual, if you like what you hear, please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button for this video specifically if you like this one. And if you want to get push notifications to your phone every time a new episode comes up, hit the bell button right next to the subscribe button. And that's what it'll do. It'll give you a push notification each week that we put out a new episode. I want to thank the Fan Zone and the Candy Mall for sponsoring us. Once again, thank you guys for that. Get in there today and check them out. Also, follow me on Twitter, the K95.3 Sports Show on Twitter, at K95.3 Sports Show. So just search for that. I'm usually on there talking Twins, making fun of dumb fans, all fun stuff like that. So maybe get a good laugh out of it. Who knows? But definitely check me out on Twitter, K95.3 Sports Show. And let's see, we'll just jump in to see who we've got here today. We've got Tim Meyering is in. How's it going, Tim?
Doing awesome. Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, anytime, dude. And, you know, we have Tim here, so usually we have Dan here. So here's Dan.
Hey,
Schell.
fellas.
How's it
What's
going?
up, Dan?
Hey, nice to see you guys.
Yeah, it's good to see you, my friend. Good to see you.
Getting into the nitty gritty. 44 games left, is that right?
Sounds about
And
right.
Vikings approaching. This is an exciting time of year, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
44. This is before Tuesday night's game with the Brewers. So 44 games going into tonight.
So
a lot of games left.
It is.
This is exciting.
Yes, it's good. It's fun to have it's going to be fun to watch September baseball and leading up to it, and hopefully October baseball. But unfortunately, they've lost 5 of their last 6, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah, tough losses.
Yeah,
It's been rough, to say the least. I think, well, we'll jump into it. I mean, I was there on Sunday at the game, and I've been to quite a few games in my, well, I've been a lot of games. And there's just a different sense of, like, people are super excited about the team. There's a ton of people there on Sunday, and I just haven't been this. I mean, I'm always really into it, but usually by this time of the year, we're like so out of it, or we're like so not exciting that we're like, oh, football season's coming.
We're hanging around 500 maybe,
right.
you know, if we're lucky, and so we're just not that interested.
Right, and I mean, usually I'm pretty interested because I'm weird like that. I love baseball, but football season is like, oh yeah, football's here, you know, awesome, fantasy and all this stuff. But really, this year it's just been like this fight and the schedule coming up. It's just really fun. What do you guys think? I mean, I think it's so fun right now.
Who would have thought, that we'd have this going down the stretch, mid-August. This is awesome, and this is exciting. And it's, losing 5 of 7, tough, and then 3 out of 4 to the Indians. That's certainly a blow.
Some of the games you should have won, by the way.
Yeah, that Sunday game was, not even.
Oh, don't worry, I saw it in person. I know.
But is this doom? Not necessarily.
No.
We're also talking about an Indians team that's playing at a pace they can't sustain. You just can't. No. And they've got a pretty tough schedule coming up as well. So they're going to cool down. We need to just keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully we'll be right there.
Yeah, no, I'm with you guys. It's been fun to watch. You know, like I said, I think the way April, May went, people overreacted to the team.
Right.
You know,
sure.
I was one of them.
You know, I mean, we all were super excited. You know, but I recall us all saying that this wasn't sustainable.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh yeah.
We knew that this wasn't going to last all season.
Yeah, let's wait till the bottom falls out.
Yeah, and it started to, and I mean, playing 500 ball, but then, like we said, Cleveland's been on just the opposite. You know, just as big of a run as we did in the first couple of months.
Exactly. They're just hitting it now.
Yeah, and so now they're doing it. So
point.
It just happened. We were doing well when they were doing bad, and now they're doing well when we were doing average or bad. Mm-hmm. So it's evened out. I think, you know, it would have been this way anyways at this point, whether we would have had that big start at the beginning and vice versa.
Sure.
So it's It sucks.
Yeah, I don't like the verbiage of the Twins blew an 11.5 game lead. I don't think that's accurate or fair. I don't like that.
And the people will say, and there's two different ways to the argument. People will say, when you think back to the beginning of the year, and you thought August 13th we're going to be a half game behind, you'd be so excited right now. But then you think at the same time, yeah, but we were 11.5 games up.
Yeah.
Right? Sure.
But at the same time, we're still in this race, and knock on wood, we should make the playoffs either way.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, let's win some games. Let's get some players back. We're a different team with Buxton and Cruz in the lineup, and the big one is Cruz.
Yeah.
Which is great because it sounds like everything was negative for him, and he's traveled with the
good?
team.
Well,
He
they're
traveled with
saying-
the team to Milwaukee, and he's going to be back to hitting and getting ready. So he should be able to come off very soon.
Was it Sunday or Monday? They said he could be activated.
Yeah, I can't remember. 10 days.
So it would have been
Yeah, it's got to be
Something
about
like
that. Yeah. Dyson was just activated
Today.
this afternoon.
Saw that. That's
So-
good.
so that's-
we have a sort of a bad first impression. That's a
my
good
gosh.
pitcher, and if he's
Yes. I hate him.
No, I'm just kidding.
that's going to be a nice addition to that
Yeah,
bullpen.
and
big time.
to go back to you to when you talked about Tim, when us blowing, and Dan, when you talked about us blowing 11.5. When I think of blowing 11.5, I think of September.
right, and you just fall out. But
You just fall out, and if we had an 11.5 game lead at the beginning of September and we lost it, then yes, I would be flipping the hell out.
Right.
But losing an 11.5 game lead in July, not the end of the world, because last time I checked, you just have to win the division by a half a game at the end of September,
you just
right?
got to win it. You just
You,
got
it
to
does,
win it.
you
Yeah.
don't get bonus points in the first round of the playoffs if you win it by 20 games.
right.
right,
You just have to win it by a half a game,
You just got to win.
and you got it. So I don't put too much into the whole blowing thing, but of course, a lot of Twins fans, especially on Twitter, just angry all the time.
Like to overreact a little bit, and there is
A little bit is
Isn't the
understood.
sting even worse? I think you guys will agree with the Indians series. It was as much about making a statement. They were the hottest team in baseball coming in. They caught right back up. All right, let's put them back in their place in our home field, and then we didn't do that.
and Tony Diaz
so
didn't
there
help
was
the
more of a
cause too much
sting,
either.
right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I mean, just a reminder too, though, that we took 2 out of 3 at Cleveland ourselves
Right.
mid-July.
Right.
So I mean, it was kind of a little reversal. Not
Sure.
not the end of the world. They were still in their hot streak at that time too. So it's just the way it worked. I mean, Odorizzi had a great game, stepping up.
Yeah, he's been the last few starts. He's been looking more like himself from the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But I like him. I mean, him and Gibson have kind of switched roles here as far as one of them's gotten hot again and one of them's gotten cold. But could use all of them at the same time. But we'll take what we can get, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it'll be, so once again, we'll see we'll kind of jump ahead here. Since we're already kind of talking about the schedule, we'll go back to the other stuff. But, we've got Milwaukee Tuesday, Wednesday, then Texas for 4 games. And then this should be our make hay part. Chicago, 6 games. Detroit, 7 games. So we got 13 straight games between Chicago and Detroit.
Whoa!
Kidding.
Oh man!
Oh, I
Okay.
didn't see that.
Yeah,
I thought they were separate. Okay.
No, Monday, August 19th through Monday, September 2nd, the only teams we play are the White Sox and the Tigers.
We got to win 10 of those. I mean, we don't have to, but we should.
Yeah.
I don't know, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think that's unfair to say should
Okay.
at this point.
and at this point, the White Sox and the Tigers are looking at their vacation schedules for November
Yeah.
with their family. Let's be real here. They're not, they're planning out their trips and stuff. They don't.
Mm-hmm.
They really are not looking at. I mean, some teams started doing that in June, like the Orioles. But you know what I mean? Like certain players they've already mailed it in. So it's
Absolutely. Yeah,
we have to beat one of those. And even Texas is good, but we didn't do great against them last time, did we? But we have to We can beat Texas. Teams like that, like we can.
We
beat them.
should be.
We should be able to.
Not a bad team, and not a Detroit type of team, but
Well, they're not
Texas
great.
is a team we should beat.
Yes.
We'll see what these two games. The Brewers are fighting hard, 2.5 back from the Cubs, so they've got a lot to play for.
I think they're half game back in the wild card, I believe.
Yeah, they're right there. So this will be interesting going into tonight again, Tuesday night's game. So good. Let's
Yep.
beat up.
Yeah, so so like I said, Cleveland's got Boston for 2 more games, and they got at New York for 4 games this week. Actually, they're staying in New York for a while because then they have the Mets right after that, who have been
And Mets
a surprisingly hot
yes,
team.
That's what I was looking at. So they played the Yankees and the Mets back-to-back series.
Yep, 4 games against the Mets.
At-
4
at-
games at the Yankees and 3 games at Mets.
That is what we want right
But
there.
but
oh
then
my gosh.
but then they come back and play Kansas City and Detroit for 6 games. But then they go right back to Tampa.
No, yeah, and then Tampa, yeah, but
You know what? I was surprised. This is really random because I see them on the schedule, and I thought this was going to be a tougher matchup. And I don't know. Maybe I guess they've kind of waned lately. Okay, yeah, they have. The Angels, they've really sucked it up lately. Haven't
yeah,
they?
the
I saw over the last 4 years, Cleveland has only lost 2 games, 3 games to the Angels.
Well, they just
over
swept them
the
again.
over
Yeah.
the last 4 years. I couldn't believe that. I was like, the Angels have had a decent team.
Yeah.
they're decent, but they're not. They have
But still,
2 good players.
that's like going up against Baltimore type.
that's really lopsided.
average. Yeah.
Well, they got their number, I guess, right? Jeez.
Yeah. So once again, that's why I said we still got 6 games against Cleveland. So that's the thing.
Huge games.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So it'll be good to see that. Let's see the Cleveland, the first ones, September 6th, 7th, and 8th. Those are at home. Then we have Washington at home, and then we go to Cleveland for 3 games, September 13th, 14th, and 15th. So after that, we got Chicago, Kansas City, Detroit, Kansas City
Sure.
to finish it out. I'll
We
take
want
that.
yeah.
Where they have Detroit, Philly, White Sox, Nationals.
It's not easy.
That's
No,
not.
it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah. The Philly National.
Philly
ones.
National isn't, yeah.
A little tougher. Well, they definitely have the tougher one there towards the end. So
Good.
It'll be interesting to see how it continues to go. Like I said, lots of games. That's what I like about baseball is it's a marathon. If this was the Vikings season and they had that type of
The Vikings lose 5 out of 7. Game over.
I'm
Yeah.
in the fetal position right now.
yeah. Me too.
The Twins? No, it's not as much to worry about.
Because it's so much of a marathon.
Yeah,
really
let's see,
is.
and that's what they've done well all year is bounce back. Let's see how they bounce back.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Once again, we talked a little bit about Cruz. Doesn't sound that major. Should be back here hopefully right after his 10 days or within a couple of days after that. So that's good.
Very good.
The big thing over the weekend that a lot of people were complaining about, the third base coach. He let Crone go through that one time and he was thrown
Yeah.
out by 20 feet.
A lot. Yes.
And then he did the same thing with
Adrianza, yeah.
Adrianza, and that one too. I've got Dish Network, so I can't watch the Twins play. So I didn't see it, but I read about it and I heard about it, and basically, it sounds like if you would have left him there, we would have had second and third with one out.
I was
And
at
who
the game.
was at bat after that? Do you recall?
I don't remember who was.
I don't
at bat,
remember
But
either.
it was Scope. Scope was up, but still,
okay, yeah.
second, third, one out. Scope can hit a fly ball to the outfield. We score. Okay, but here's the thing: that I was watching from. Well, I was there, like I said, and it was pretty far away. But
Hey Tim, were you there?
I was at the game. I was actually at the game.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And
This is news to me.
And when they got the hit, he sent the first guy. I'm thinking, he's not going to send this out. Like, he learned his lesson, didn't he? No, he didn't learn his lesson. And I'm thinking, he's rounding third. Why is he not stopping him? He's sending him, and I'm thinking, and everyone's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, any kind of good throw's going to get him, and he's up by a mile. I'm thinking, and then they challenged it, and then at the same time, one could argue that the challenge would have been that because he was in the runner lane or whatever, but he received the ball so early that they didn't.
Yeah.
Well, he got the ball so early that it was
He
not.
made a
even
sandwich first and then
right?
him out.
Basically, so just waited for him to come. It's like, oh my goodness, it was ridiculous. But
Yeah, no. So once again, that's one of those things. It sucks. Probably shouldn't have sent him.
Yeah,
We can all.
I think-
all of us can play Monday morning quarterback.
well, that's just it. Are we at the point where we're talking about the third base coach?
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's fun. Why haven't we talked about him all year? Oh, because he does his job every other day.
Yeah.
That's fine. We're moving on from the third base coach. Come on.
If we're gonna blame anybody, let's blame Rogers, who
It's fine.
Fire Tony Diaz.
It's
who
fine.
gave up a grand slam. You know, I actually
Not just a grand slam, like
a grand slam.
yeah, like hit. All
That
right.
was a dagger.
It
to
was,
the heart.
I'm glad that Dyson's coming back too, because I think not only because of his pitching, but we should no longer have to have these 2-inning saves. I'm sick of seeing those.
Right.
I mean, that's I saw a stat. God, I wish I remembered it, but after if he goes back-to-back nights, especially after a 2-inning save prior, he gets blown
shelled.
up the
Right.
next day. Every single time.
It's happened every time, right? Like
That's
he's
pretty much.
given up at least 2 earned runs, I think. That's what the stat
Yeah,
was.
yeah. And
That's
so
interesting.
I don't know. Stop doing that.
Yeah, it's not.
It's called pitcher stamina. Like they don't have it as much as starters. Come on.
But is that unheard of for a closer to go back to back, or even 3 games in a
Well-
row? That's not unheard
after they go
of.
2 innings, though.
Yeah, if it
You
was maybe
know,
one inning
yeah.
and then 1 inning, I don't know what the difference with that is with the stat. If it's that, but
wonder.
But yeah,
Yeah.
doing the 2 innings. I mean, yeah,
It worked for
Yes,
certain
yeah.
guys. Trevor Hoffman it worked for, but I don't know about
Dyson
Taylor
can
Rogers,
only
so.
help.
yeah,
Yeah, getting Dyson back can only help.
Yep. No, I agree.
Yep,
I
for
agree,
sure.
guys. So I mean, I don't know if there's anything else we want to talk Twins. I think we pretty much covered it all, guys. We can jump in and test the waters on the Vikings.
Ooh.
Football season's here, kind of.
That would have been impressive if you guys planned that, but you didn't. So
No, we did
that's kind of
pretty good.
scary.
Me and Dan think alike. Dan and I, sorry.
And so, obviously, the preseason game on Friday. Dan said you didn't watch it,
I did not get a chance to see it. No.
and you said
I,
you
I,
heard
I,
it on
listen,
the
I
radio.
listened to PA. Yep.
Yeah,
And-
I watched some highlights, man. It doesn't give you the flow and doesn't give you whatever, but I liked what I saw.
Well-
but again, that's just clips.
I'll kind of break down what I saw because like I mentioned to you, Briar, I watched closely the first drive for the defense and the offense, and then I played Madden and watched it to the corner of my eye until halftime, and then I shut it off after halftime. And so what I saw was if I gave the offensive line a letter grade, I would give them probably like a B minus,
Good.
which was better than the continuous F grade or D grade
Right.
every week last year. There was one mess up where a D tackle blew by Elfline, and I don't know what it was. Somebody missed their segment, but once again, it's a new system. Other than that, I mean, we gave up as a team, the offensive line as a team through the entire game gave up 0 sacks.
0 sacks. Yep. Heard that. Yep.
So that's
awesome.
huge. The running game got going with the second teamers came out a little bit more. Cousins was throwing some nice passes because he was having some time. Thielen, of course, with a great catch that
That was cool.
down at the foot-yard line. It's like, when you have that great of a catch, just give him the touchdown.
Yeah. Right. It's
So
preseason.
true.
Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's preseason, and we just got in on the next play. But it's I liked what I saw. We didn't have any of our starting defensive tackles playing, and I'm trying to think if anybody else was sitting that night. I don't think so. But a lot of penalties. A lot of penalties was a problem.
Zimmer was pissed
Yeah,
after the game.
But once again, first preseason game.
Right.
You take it with a grain of salt. This going back to Twitter, this one guy just started ripping on the offensive line. Oh my God! Did you see what they're doing? I'm like, first preseason game, dude.
Yeah.
You're breaking down the offensive
basically
line
a
one
practice.
drive.
Yeah.
I was just like, come on, guys. So we'll obviously learn more here coming up with the next 2 games when the starters will play. The full quarter. The second game and then the full half, the third game. But overall, I thought they looked pretty solid. That obviously preseasons don't matter, but winning is winning,
Sure.
Right.
Yeah,
and you won, and so
Gives you a feel and a flow. And
yeah, exactly. So like I said, I wasn't too disappointed or like crazy, like oh my God, this is the best offense ever or the best defense ever. It was just it was good.
yeah.
Right.
It was good. I'd give them as just a B as a whole, B plus as the team as a whole for the game.
Right. And you said that Well, I just want to get your opinion because you're an elite Vikings mind, Beau, as we all know.
Well,
So as far as the quarterback position goes, do we honestly think that Mannion's going to get this? Is he get the backup job? Is he going to have it handed to him, or like what? Because honestly, they look like they're giving everyone a shot here. Like everyone's going to get a chance. And at first, I thought, they signed Mannion and need to be the backup here, but. For all we know, I don't know.
I think it's definitely still to be seen. I think it's pretty close still. I think Mannion, what I've been reading, has been doing better in practices.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. And then, but Slaughter, he looks so good when he's out there. Like
during games. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He might be one of those guys that he's just a gamer.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a Nick Foles kind of guy.
Yeah.
Right.
And so. I've been talking for the last couple of weeks. It's just been a boring training camp. You know what I mean? But that's what happens when you don't have literally a single starter's job in jeopardy.
That's just it.
Tell me whose starting job is in jeopardy.
Yeah, we know what we're expecting.
Maybe Gideon,
right,
with Wilson. But that's such a minor position
Eric
because
Wilson,
because we play nickel and dime so much. It's irrelevant to a point. But it's the backups with the wide receivers and it sounds like
which receivers though. Honestly,
no
one stepped up. Honestly, they say in practice that BB is dropping balls. Jordan Taylor sucks. A lot of people are saying that Jordan Taylor just is not looking great.
Really,
the best one that they said a standout is that Olabisi Johnson.
Yeah,
I guess his route,
he's turned it around.
I guess his route running.
Yeah, they've been talking about him a lot.
The last week has been like his route running is pristine. It's like. Well, so he has a shot to make the team, but he's not going to be your third receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, I think BB's still going to get it. I think he's going to start. He'll be better.
Yeah.
He'll be
no,
fine,
I agree.
But I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. Because who knows if they'll bring a veteran in or not. But at this point, you never know. I also saw some stuff on the defensive Hercules Mataafa.
Oh,
have you seen it? They're actually saying
they love this guy.
He could make.
They
team.
love this guy.
Like,
yeah,
cool.
He could make this team as well. I think he's going against Denebo and. Who's the other one he's going? Someone else, some other defensive tackle. It's like that'd be kind of a cool story to have him be on the team.
That is a cool story.
And he sounds and like I said, he was all over the place. I mean,
right.
I mean, he looked like he was a starter playing against second and third stringers most of the game.
Yeah,
so
he's fun.
Yeah,
and his name is Hercules. Come on now,
love it. Hercules. All right. So we'll see what happens here this week for the next preseason game, and we'll go from there. But obviously, the biggest news over the weekend was the trade for Vedvik.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know how I've heard people call him Kerry. I've heard him call him Corey. So we'll call him Vedvik.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Perfect. I was literally watching because I was like, okay, I want to make sure I'm saying his name right. So I was watching some highlights on YouTube, and literally it was like a 3-minute highlight from last preseason and this preseason, and they were saying Corey for the first 2.5 minutes, and then this season now they've been saying Kerry.
I think it's Corey because he was on K-Fan this morning.
Did he? Okay.
And I think they addressed him as Corey.
Okay.
When he came on a K-Fan today, yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, that didn't help me any.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Right.
So obviously, Corey Vedvik, your true kicking specialist. Some things interesting. Last year, during the preseason, he totaled 33 points, which ranked 4th in the NFL. He was 8 for 9 on field goals and 9 for 9 on extra points last preseason, only missing from 53 yards and had a long from 56, which occurred on the last preseason game last year. And unfortunately, he got assaulted in Baltimore and then was put on the non-football injury reserve list.
He got assaulted?
Yeah. Yep.
Like someone beat him up?
Yeah. He was a victim in a late night assault in Baltimore.
Heck? That sucks.
Whoa.
Justin Tucker Hitman, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has to worry about his job, right? Justin Tucker.
Yeah. So then obviously this weekend he went 4 for 4 on field goals, 2 for 2 on extra points.
Obviously.
And obviously he kicked from 55, 45, 26, and 29. Averaged 55.5 yards on punts. I mean, he can boot the kickoffs. So...
yeah.
Obviously people are like, oh, is he going to come in and, would it be dumb to
play them both?
Play both? Would it be dumb to be like Wiley,
extra roster spot for a guy if you play
Yeah.
them both. I don't
Yeah.
see why you wouldn't do it. I don't know.
But then I agree with that. And that was my first thought too. But then if some people are mentioning, I mean, if I was a team in a good game, if I was the Packers or something, I'm going up against them, I would take the 15-yard roughing the punter penalty and just lay his butt
smoke
out.
that dude.
Boom, no kicker rest of the game.
Yeah, kicker or punter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's tough.
So that's the only thing I worry about. I mean, kicker and punter injuries are rare, but they do happen occasionally.
Right.
And that would suck if all of a sudden our one guy
would
goes
be
down
bad.
and all of a sudden we have nobody.
Right. I thought it was kind of funny how this week I was looking at that and I just thought, like on Roto World, they said this guy, they're looking for, the Ravens are looking for a trade partner for this guy. I guess he's got a lot of interest in 4 teams. I'm thinking that would be kind of good for the Vikings. And then sure enough, it happened.
nabbed
It's
him.
like,
Yeah,
well,
because both the Bears and Packers reached out.
right.
too.
And the Patriots, I heard too.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. And it's like, well, I guess Belichick has ties to everyone, but
Yeah.
it's just kind of like Bailey's job. I don't honestly, personally, I don't think Bailey's gonna have a job. I think they're gonna cut Bailey personally, but who knows? I mean, he's just hasn't not been. They're saying on practice has not been great.
And actually, I read today that he was killing it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, just like he didn't miss a one. So once again, maybe the competition.
Right.
This is my prediction. They release Wiley. Vedvik becomes the punter. He becomes the kickoff man, and he becomes the 50-plus yard field goal maker.
Interesting.
That is my guess. That if we have a kick that's 54, 55, 56 yards, Vedvik's going to go out there before Bailey
And launch it.
and try to
maybe.
launch it.
That'd be interesting. That could be. Yeah.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel it's going. Before I say anything, I mean, I just got to mention too, being Norwegian. I mean, he kind of has to play for the Vikings, right?
He
Right. Naturally, I saw
I
that.
mean,
yeah.
does.
I mean, it's just.
It's a perfect fit.
I mean, it's got to be a law. It's got to be an NFL law.
You had to come our
If you're
way.
born in Norway and you come over here to play football, you have to play
You
for
have
the
to play
Vikings.
for the Vikings.
Right.
So-
It's a done deal.
Yeah. So, and of course his last name is Vik at the end, so he starts off spelling Vikings. So.
There we go.
Right.
But like I said, well, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But that's my guess. I think Wiley has more to worry about
Yeah. Never
than
know.
Bailey. But then again, if Bailey continues to not do as well kicking field goals and he comes in and boots
Right.
a majority of them, then maybe Bailey will be gone.
Yeah, because I heard that last week he was bad. I know, like you just said, he's been killing it this week.
Yeah.
I heard last week he missed quite a few,
Yeah.
but it's like, I guess they just come around. I guess.
Maybe the
In
competition.
in a lot of those ones that he was making, BB was the holder for him.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
And McDermott's hasn't been snapping, and that Cutter guy sounds like that cutting guy. What is his name? Cutting, whatever.
Cutting.
He's gonna make the team. They're saying. And
well,
then-
yeah, well, like McDermott.
is McDermott? Gone?
He's gone, yeah.
Is he gone? Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they cut McDermott, and then Cutting's there. Okay, I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah, so yeah, we released him. I was gonna say, I thought I saw that too, but then even today, PA was talking about. I was listening to PA for a little bit. He's like, well, I think Cutting's gonna make the team.
Yeah.
Like, well, he kind of has to. He's the only long snapper now on the team.
That's
So-
why I said that, because I heard P say the same
hope.
thing today. I heard that he'd say Cutting. I'm like, what? Yeah, okay. That's why I thought maybe McDermott was still around. I wasn't.
Yeah,
sure,
no, that's
so.
why I was like, I did exactly like you. I took double take and I looked at the radio and I was like,
Well, he better make the team.
yeah. I'm like, come on, PA,
Yeah,
off your game a little bit here.
Right.
Interesting.
So, we'll see what goes on. I mean, it's the preseason. Like I said, the next few games are going to make a difference. But other than that, guys,
Go Twins.
Go Twins. Skull Vikes. Let's keep her going and
An exciting next couple of weeks.
I'm excited for
Minnesota sports.
October, especially
Mm-hmm.
baseball playoffs, and no matter who's playing, to be honest. But
Yeah.
football, it's fun, man. Fall time is
Yep.
awesome. Just don't
Yeah,
talk
it's
to
exciting.
Just don't say the S word yet, please.
yeah.
No.
So no.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you all for listening. Please hit the thumbs up. Comment if you like or agree or disagree with something. Follow me on Twitter, K953 Sports Show. And thank you guys for coming in, as always.
for having us.
Thanks a lot.
Always a great conversation with you guys. And we will see you all next week.